Hello, my name is Katie Isaac and this is the English Patirie assignment 3.3. Study question number 1. Based solely on what you heard, make a list of any differences in context, vocabulary, or order of information between A and B. So version A talks about how they're being with their family and that the kid's grown up and that they have grandchildren. Version B talks about their pet laddie, which is very different. Number 2, refer to the transcript and put parentheses around any differences in content that you heard between versions A and B. So, in version A, they mentioned that they lived there for about 5 years, while in version B, they only mentioned their pet laddie. Number 3, are any details mentioned in only one version? What are those details and in which version do they appear? In version A is the only one that mentions that they lived there in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts for 5 years. Version A is the only one that states that. Number 4, read to the transcripts and look for examples where different words are used to express the same ideas. Put brackets around any differences in vocabulary. I put brackets around a year ago because they mentioned that they returned to San Diego over a year ago, while in version B it says last year, where it's the same meaning but different words. Number 5, read the transcript and underline any differences in the order of information. I underlined the sentence, I came to San Diego in 1970 with my husband and young son and had three additional children. For version B, I underlined, we moved here in 1970 with one small child and my husband and our pet laddie, period. We raised the 3 additional children here in San Diego. Number 6, do any of the differences that you noted create a difference in meaning? Write down instances of where the meaning was changed by the differences that you noticed in word order or order of information. I noticed that when they say in version A, and young son and had 3 additional children that raised them up here in San Diego, that is different from version B where it states, we moved here in 1970 with one small child and my husband and our pet laddie, and then we raised 3 additional children here. In version B, it sounds like they only had one small child when in reality they had 4. Lastly, number 7, put parentheses around any differences in content that appear in only C. Put brackets around any vocabulary that appears in C but not A or B. Underline any differences in order of information that only appear in C. I put a bracket around the word return to Boston because that is the only word, that's the word that's used in only C and not B and A. I also underlined, we're very glad to return here to San Diego just about a year ago, because in the other versions, they mentioned that right at the very end, not at the beginning of talking about moving to San Diego. Thank you.